Welcome back. Time for Tech Talk. We have Tony Lowe joining us today from Josto Computers. Great to have you here.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Yes, you guys are new to the Tech Talk segment, so we're really glad to have you. I know you have a ton to offer when it comes to answering computer questions, as we all have a few of those questions. Today we're talking about pop-up scams that we've all seen popping up on our computer, as well as the importance of backing up data. But let's start with the pop-up scams. I know every time I go on my computer, I probably don't have the right stuff, my right Norton antivirus, whatever, but things pop up and I know to press X. But does everyone do it right? Does everyone know what they're doing?
No, not really. And you know, one of the things we see a lot of is you'll be surfing the web, you'll be looking up, car parts or recipes, travel information, that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden you get a pop-up on the screen and it says that it's from Microsoft. They've detected a virus on your computer and you have to phone the number that's on your screen. And that's always a scam. Microsoft will never ask you to call them. So it's important not to phone that number, because if you do phone the number, they're going to sort of kind of use scare tactics and say you're going to lose all your information, your banking could be compromised, this, that, and the other, and it's just a trick to get you to let them log on, and then they go after your credit card information. So. And
I have recently talked to someone who did fall victim to that. It does happen. We saw a screen come up. Was that something that we should have up again?
Yeah, we can take another look at it there. That's kind of, I mean, there's so many variations.
This is an example?
This is just an example of one. There's a lot of different ones. They try and make it look legitimate using, various computer jargon that people will assume is real, but again, it's all just kind of gibberish. This is one for Mac computers. They get them as well, so it's not just the Microsoft computers.
Now, this is interesting. I know a lot of people who think that Apple products don't get viruses. Is that the case or not?
There are some. It's not as common. This isn't even really a virus. This is just, again, a trick. You phone that number and they're going to try and log onto your computer, and then they want to sell you products that you don't need. That's kind of the ultimate goal. So yeah, the main thing is to not phone the number if ever you see that. Most of the time you can just click the X in the top corner there and close it.
Right.
Worst case scenario, you might have to reboot your computer, even though a lot of the warnings say don't reboot your computer, but they just kind of want to make sure you phone that number. That's their main goal, is to get you to call them. So
working at Josto, I'm sure that you have seen over the course of your time there, 9 years you've been there, you said, people who have fallen victim to some of these scams. What have you heard? What kind of stories?
We have, yeah, there's been a lot of people who have fallen for it, and it's kind of the same thing. They don't realize at first that it is a scam. It's only when they've paid the money and they still have problems, and that's kind of when they think, I need to talk to somebody face to face about my problems here, and they come in and they talk to us and we tell them, unfortunately, it's not legitimate. And
they've wasted their money. They've lost their money.
In some cases, they can get it back by phoning the credit card company and saying, I think I've been scammed, and they start an investigation, but that doesn't always work. So.
Right. Okay, good information to know. When in doubt, don't give out any personal information, credit card, whatever, social insurance number, just don't go there. And our second topic, of course, is the importance of backing up data.
Yes. So another thing we see in the store a lot is hard drives that fail. When they fail, it's kind of 50-50. Sometimes you can get your information back, other times you can't. They just fail completely, and that's it. So one of the most important things you can do is back up your files, things like pictures and documents. If it's a business, company files, payroll, that sort of stuff. These sort of hard drives here are a good way to do it. You just plug in your external hard drive, copy your data to that. You want to have your data in 2 places. If you have it on your computer and on one of these external drives, if your computer ever fails, you've got it backed up here. If you ever lost that, or you dropped it or something like that, it would be on your computer. So the backup is having it in at least 2 places.
Right, which is awesome. And then the key that you have here.
This is another one, yeah, the USB flash drives. They're very small, very inexpensive. You just plug that in, copy and paste, and away you go.
Very small, very easy to... Would this hold as much as the other one I was just holding up?
No, these tend to hold a lot less, but for smaller files and just quicker backups and things, they're great. But no, that one there, the terabyte drive, that'll hold hundreds of thousands of pictures. So.
And that's the big thing, isn't it? We all have so many thousands of pictures on our computer, and maybe many of them won't ever see the light of day, but somehow when you have children and family, you want to keep them all.
Yep.
So absolutely. A good idea to back them up. It's very unnerving to find out that you've had some sort of a virus and you've lost everything. It's unimaginable. I know you've probably seen that where you work. So great tips for today. We really appreciate, Tony, you being here to tell us a little bit about that, and we look forward to having you back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Information on the screen if you're looking to get a hold of somebody at Josto. There is their website, their email address, their phone number as well, 372-1443. Quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.